Hi guys. So I don't know if you can hear me okay. I'm gonna start my first Instagram live, and I need to invite Jeanette here. Hold on.
Hi.
Oh, there you are. Okay. I wasn't sure if I'm getting you or not because this is my first Instagram.
Welcome to Instagram Live.
Thank you. So you can hear me okay, right?
Yes, I want to apologize. I don't have a mic today, unfortunately.
Oh, it's okay.
So,
I have something, but I'm not sure if it's working. I hope it is.
yes.
Okay. All right. So, Jeanette, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited. I have you here. I'm really happy. What I wanted to actually interview you for a long time, and oh, hi, somebody's joining us, so we're not alone here.
No,
Hi,
we got a
everybody.
few people already. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. And yes, so today we have an amazing guest, guys. We have Jeanette, also known as Ms.FitVegan. She's here. She's amazing. She's been a long-term raw vegan. I think 14 years or something like that, right?
Yes, 14. Yes.
14 years. This is a big number to be raw. I don't know how you did it because I've been on and off raw here and there, and you staying 14 years. This is just amazing. Anyway, so I just wanted to quickly introduce you because you're amazing. Like I said, you have so many books that you've written, and you're a health coach, and there's just so much I want to interview about. I have like a huge, not huge, but just a few questions I wanted to ask. So, first of all, I wanted to ask that how did you find out about raw food diet, and why did you even decide to go raw in the first place?
Yeah, so first of all, nice to see you. We hung out in person, went to the farmer's market,
Yes.
sunrise on the beach, and you're so amazing. So thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much
you.
for interviewing me.
Thank you.
And okay, so I found out about the raw food diet because first step was I saw Food Inc. Did
Food
you ever see that one?
Inc.
Food
I've
Inc.
heard about it, but I didn't see it. But yeah, Food Inc.
Diana
Okay.
Bananas here. Hi, Diana. What's up? Okay, so in 2010, I saw Food Inc.
Okay.
And then I went vegetarian. And then for a year, I was vegetarian, but like really unhealthy. I didn't know anything. So I was eating a lot of peanut butter and jelly and cereal and pasta. And then a year later, I was really getting passionate about animal rights. And I watched
Oh,
Earthlings by
yeah.
chance. Somebody told me about Earthlings and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I'm still supporting animal cruelty. So
Yes.
I gave up dairy and fish because I thought I was vegetarian eating fish. I didn't know anything. You know, I didn't know anyone. I didn't know any
Right.
vegan. So then I quit my job when I found out about, dairy is still animal cruelty. And then I started working at a health food store. And somebody told me about the raw food diet. He said, you might be interested in it because, I was overweight still as a vegetarian. And then I had really bad acne. And I was telling this guy how I really want to lose weight and I want to clear my acne, but I don't know what to do. I've been trying everything, all the creams and doctors, so many different topical prescriptions and Accutane. So he said the raw food diet might help you. And I tried it. And after 7 days, I felt so good that I never wanted to go back. And I've never gone back because I just had a really hard time eating like everyone else. I can't eat like everyone else. I'm very sensitive and I'm very like physically and emotionally very sensitive. So eating a raw food diet is the only way that I can live and feel good, I've noticed.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I found it just by chance, quitting my job, working at that vegan
Mhm.
supermarket, and then I just got really lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. What a story. Do you remember what you ate those first 7 days that you said after this you felt amazing? Do you remember like approximately what you
Yeah,
got?
I ate like I had green juice. I definitely had green juice. I didn't make it, but I bought it in New York. And then I had a lot of like nuts and gourmet raw stuff. So I was eating burgers and tacos
Wow.
and raw vegan Oreos and
Wow.
like all the raw vegan gourmet stuff. New York has a lot of chocolate and the raw vegan yumminess. So
Yeah.
I was eating a lot of that. Very little fruit and vegetables, to be honest, because I didn't know anything. But I felt good even eating that stuff because I
I
was
was gonna
eating
say, yeah.
processed foods.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say that's amazing. Even eating like this, it's still you felt a huge, huge difference. Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy. Well, you mentioned that you were in New York, and I am in New York right now, and as you know, it's winter, and the favorite question is, it's cold during winter, and how did you survive? I mean, obviously you were inside the house and it was kind of warm, but like the raw food, I know when I eat a lot of raw food, fruits and vegetables, I feel they hydrate me, and hydration it feels like kind of cooling down the system a little bit. How was your experience? What did you do in New York?
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much to Kelly. Thank you so much. You're so kind. And Rifat and Joy is here, and everybody that's here. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for us, let us know below, and we'll
Yes,
answer them.
yes, thank you.
I definitely was miserable in New York before I went raw. So like nothing really changed. I always hated the cold. It wasn't the raw food diet that made me hate the cold. I always hated the cold. So that's number one. Number two, the way I survived as a raw vegan was I found places to buy really good fruit. And I was eating seeded watermelon all year round in New York. Like now people like they're like, "Oh my God, you're so lucky to be in Miami. You have seeded watermelon." But like I found the places in New York. This is imported. Everything is
Yeah,
imported. So I found this
exactly.
amazing place in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, called Sheepshead Bay Fruit and Vegetables, and they have seeded watermelon all year round. They have everything, and then there's an Asian market close by for the longans and the rambutan and the durian and jackfruit. I went to Chinatown a lot. I went to, if anybody needs places for New York, just let me know. I'll tell you. But I
Okay.
just I just went to the places where I could find the good fruit, and that required me traveling an hour sometimes on the subway and then an hour back to my house. I didn't have a car. I didn't
Wow.
have a car for 9 years as a raw vegan in New York.
Wow. So
No,
you have a
so
car and you still were able to figure out how to carry all that fruit and everything.
yeah,
That's
I had to go
amazing.
shopping like every day or every other day.
Wow.
You have to make it work. When you really want something, you make it work. And you know that because like basically it's not easy to accomplish anything in this life. But anything you want, like if you think about college or you think about, getting a home you really wanted, or you think about, right now I'm trying to get this apartment that I really want and I'm doing so much, and they wanted me to get renter's insurance for this, and they wanted this and they want that and they want all this paperwork, and I'm doing everything that I can do to get this apartment.
Right.
And it's the same thing with the raw food diet. You do everything you can if you really want it. And if you don't really want it, then you're not going to do what it takes.
Wow. That's amazing. I love that. Well, you're definitely doing a really good job because you're glowing, you look amazing, and you're gonna be almost, I don't know if I can say your
40.
age.
I'm going to be
Almost
40.
40.
Can't
You don't
wait.
look like that. You look amazing. You look so much younger, and I'm sure you got a lot of compliments. Nobody would ever guess how old you are. So, and
You
I think this.
too.
Oh,
You
thank
too.
you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is what raw food really does, and
Yes.
obviously no animal products and all of that. It's a big thing. Okay, let me check my question. Oh, I wanted to ask you about how was your situation at home, right? Because when you started going raw, you live with somebody at that time? Did you
Yes.
live with your parents or your boyfriend or
Yeah.
somebody? And you
I
worked it all? Mhm.
yeah, I lived with my mom, my sister, and yeah, my boyfriend lived with us. So for the first 7 years of being raw, I lived with three um, junk food eaters. My boyfriend was a vegan junk food eater,
Oh,
and my mom and my sister were regular junk food eaters, like everything. And you know, it wasn't easy, but nothing worth doing is actually easy. So it wasn't easy. I still had to make my sister's food. I made my boyfriend's food too. The only person I didn't cook for is my mom. And yeah, I just remember in the very, very beginning, I would forget that I was raw. So like I would be making my sister something, and I would try it and like to make sure it tasted good, and I would spit it out and I'd be like, "Oh, wait. I'm raw.
oh my
Let
God.
me." And so I learned that number one, I had to make my food first. That's number one. Like I had to make my food, and I also had to be eating while I made their food. I always noticed that if I had fruit next to me, grapes
Yeah.
or nice cream,
Mhm.
and I was eating my food, I wouldn't even be tempted because I would also be remembering that who I am. Because I had to change my identity. Um, I could not. You cannot change your like habits and your actions without changing how you see yourself.
Mhm.
So if you see yourself as somebody who's a food addict, who's overweight, who's always going to be overweight, who's always going to be struggling and falling off the raw food diet, if that's your identity, then that is what you will act out. So I had to constantly remind myself and say to myself, it's so easy to go raw. I'm a raw vegan. This is easy for me. And I love it. And I love being raw. And just saying it all the time and just actually experiencing that, like buying the sour sops and the watermelons and the longans and all this exotic fruit, I enjoyed it. And I would make a lot, and I would make a lot of raw gourmet stuff in the beginning, and I would buy a lot. I was eating out a few times a week as a raw vegan. Burgers, the tacos, quesadillas, like all these raw vegan stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, I had to really focus on enjoyment. And now we have a few questions.
Mhm.
Kelly says, do you have any gray hairs? I noticed a lot of raw vegans don't go gray as early. Well, I don't have gray hair. Um, no, but I do dye my hair now. I went a long time without dyeing it, but then I got highlights. I don't have gray hair, but my best friend does, and she's the same age as me. I'm just saying.
Mm.
Shout out to Awa. She has gray hair. But anyway, okay, so now next question is how do vegan alternatives compare to traditional dishes? Do you want to answer that? How do vegan alternatives compare to traditional dishes?
How do they compare to traditional dishes? Well, it's easy. They don't have animal products, but you can make anything vegan. You can veganize any dish. You can veganize a steak. You can veganize all. There are all kinds of things right now. You can just go on the internet, on YouTube, and just type whatever you're searching for, like some sort of curry or some sort of cheese. You can make cheese, all kinds of cheese. If you are like a cheese addict, and I know a lot of people are. I wasn't, luckily, but there are so many people I know are, and you can make all kinds of cheeses, and you can make healthy cheeses too, like raw vegan cheeses too. So
Yeah.
so yeah, you can just basically veganize any version. And when I started my actually YouTube channel, not Instagram, but I had a few things that I was veganizing, because when I went vegan, I got used to my like comfort dishes and stuff like this, and I had to make something very similar so that I can easily transition. So I have like a few I have a few dishes on my channel, so you can actually look it up. It's on Vegan Enlightenment, and yeah, you can see it's not that difficult. Like going vegan compared to raw vegan, I say it's kind of pretty easy, especially right now. There is just like so much information available, and I'm not talking about just going to the store and buying like junk food and stuff like this, like junk vegan food, because that's not gonna make you healthy. But there are so many alternatives that you can make. You can make things out of beans, you can make like a burger, like a vegan burger out of beans. You can make all kinds of things. So yeah, I hope that kind of
Yes.
answered the question. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. All right.
And
So
I would just like
now,
to add, I would just like to add real quick that it compares because you will no longer be feeling the subconscious guilt of eating a dead animal body part. Because the truth is that even though you don't really think about it subconsciously, it is affecting you highly to be eating animals that have been suffering and tortured
exactly.
and killed just like for no reason besides greed. They were
Exactly.
not attacking anyone. They were not deadly in any way. They were just trying to live their life, and we killed them to eat them. And when you stop doing that, you feel so much better physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So there's a big difference when you're living a vegan lifestyle. And people call it a cult, but honestly, you don't it's up to you. You don't have to go vegan, but we're just here to like show you that there is another way. And if
Yeah.
you have anxiety and if you have a lot of fear and if you're feeling depressed and if you're feeling really like sad and
Mhm.
scared and all these really, uncomfortable emotions, it's possibly because of the food you're eating. And that was it for me.
Yeah, that's true actually, because all those animals, they go through all these emotions before they die. Unfortunately, they can feel all the pain. They experience all these emotions that you said, the depressed, the sadness, the everything, the scary. They are so scared, and they can see that, uh, anyway.
And
So yes,
energy
all
never dies. If you,
exactly, it's all
yes, so
energy.
you eat it.
Definitely. So it's all energy. That's definitely, and this is why I'm actually vegan. I'm vegan for the animals, and yeah, I'm trying to eat mostly raw food for my health. So yeah. So can I ask you something? So what do you eat right now, like during the day, like right now? Like I know you used to eat like a lot of gourmet food, as you mentioned before, but how is it right now? How has it changed, and how do you feel now that you probably changed your diet?
Yes. I eat a lot of juicy fruits. That's my favorite. So breakfast and lunch is always juicy fruits. This morning I had it was like 8 persimmons, very ripe, very, very ripe persimmons. And then for lunch I couldn't even tell you how many oranges, like maybe 20, like little like
Oh, okay.
mandarins.
Okay.
So that's what I like for the daytime. Juicy fruits, watermelons are really good, oranges, persimmons, juicy fruits. Then for dinner, I usually have a little fruit meal, and then I have a big salad. And Chef Jay asked cucumber or zucchini noodles. I like cucumber noodles personally, but sometimes
Oh,
I mix them because the cucumber noodles are juicier. Like it's all about the hydration. Hydration is the most important thing in my experience for how I feel. And I know it's also dehydration is the precursor for all disease. So I personally stay away from anything that's dehydrating. And that includes a lot of raw vegan dehydrated foods because obviously that's where I started, but over the years I've learned more and more and more. And once you stop eating that food, you don't really want it anymore. Same with the animal products. You don't actually want, it's going to be amazing, but you're actually going to realize you don't want french fries, you don't want a burger, you don't want to eat shrimp anymore because that's the roaches of the sea, and why would you want to eat roaches? So people always ask me like, don't you miss whatever? But you actually don't miss
I
it.
actually don't. I've been vegan almost 10 years. I don't miss any of the meat, like ever.
No,
Because
it's
I changed my mind.
gross.
I really changed my mindset at the beginning. I also watched the Earthlings, and yeah, that was really like eye-opening, and I just couldn't stay where I was after watching that movie. I'm like, this is it. I'm going vegan. I'm never going
Yes.
back.
And
And
for no.
no, if there is some sort of issue comes up with my health, I'm not gonna go immediately, okay, I need to eat steak because this is what's gonna heal me. No, no, then this is something I'm doing something wrong. There are so many things that we get affected by, like the stress,
Yes.
like where we live, like all our surroundings, like our mindset, like what we're thinking about, our thoughts, like everything. It's all connected. Everything it's not just food, even though the food is like a huge part of it. But I've noticed that a lot of our like emotions, our like I said, all the thoughts, everything is it really affects us. And
Absolutely.
all these health issues, they can come up from our stress. I definitely noticed that a lot of things. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Let me just answer a few questions that
Yes.
we're getting. So, do you drink water? I know some people don't believe and they say that they're getting it from fruit and vegetables. Personally, yes, I drink water because I feel better and I think I look better when I drink water. But I don't know. There's many ways to do this lifestyle, and there's many ways to heal, and there's many people that don't drink water. Eris Latham doesn't drink water. I don't know if Ann Osborne drinks water. But I know some people that do, and I know some people that don't. And so you try it out, see how you feel. I tried no water for 6 months. Um,
Oh, you did.
yeah, I did it because I like to experiment and see. I don't do anything crazy, but I did coconut water only for 6 months. And
Okay.
personally, I think I felt okay. I felt fine, but I feel the difference with water. I like to drink some water, 32 to 64 ounces a day. Not too crazy.
Mm. Okay, well, speaking of water and all these hydrating fruits, is it okay if we talk about bathroom?
Yes.
So, how often, like, do normally raw vegans go to the bathroom? Because I feel like I'm going like every hour to the bathroom to, Number one, talking about, is that normal? Is that what you experience, or?
Yes, I want to answer one more question real quick, because people so like kindly want to know our opinion here.
Thanks so
So
much.
Rifat wants to know, can vegan food provide all the necessary nutrients? Okay, so let me just answer you real quick, which is absolutely a raw vegan diet can give you all the nutrients. I don't know about a cooked vegan diet because once you cook things, you're killing them. So you don't have as much nutrition in a cooked food diet, like a cooked vegan diet, as you have in a raw vegan diet. So in our society, like it seems like the healthier you eat, the more susceptible people think you are to deficiencies when it is absolutely the opposite. The
Mhm.
more fresh fruit and vegetables you eat, the more nutrients you're getting. And I dare anyone to get a blood test and compare it to my blood test for protein, iron, calcium, all of the nutrients. I guarantee you that I have higher levels
Mm.
than anyone eating a cooked food diet. I guarantee it. Now, B12 is something, another discussion, because personally, I don't take a B12 supplement. I'm in the healthy range, but I know many raw vegans that are deficient in B12 and they don't take a supplement because they're not worried about it and they actually believe that we don't need B12.
Mm.
This is controversial,
Yeah.
but just remember that everything mainstream is trying to convince you to eat dead animal body parts. So perhaps the B12 argument was started by the meat and dairy industry to scare people away from not eating dead animal body parts. It's just a theory. I'm not,
Yeah, but they
just
actually,
a
a
theory.
lot of people, yeah, a lot of people, yeah, no, it makes total sense. And, a lot of people who actually don't, who actually do eat meat, they are deficient. Like the majority of population, they are the ones who are deficient in
Right.
BRAF, unfortunately. So it's kind of like the irony.
Right.
How is that working out? Why everybody's always attacking vegans and raw vegans and all of that?
Nobody
But
even tested or asked about my B12 when I was eating Doritos and McDonald's
no,
and Chinese food.
no,
So
but
it's just
once
interesting. It's just interesting to note. Okay, so you asked a good question,
bathroom,
which was about how much do I go to the bathroom?
yes.
And yes, when I am drinking coconut water, regular water, eating juicy fruits for breakfast and lunch, and for snacks, I'm going once an hour,
Mhm.
at least once every hour. Like I'm preparing myself wherever I go in the world. I'm like, okay, at least every hour I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Right.
If I'm not drinking coconut water or eating juicy fruits, then I could go a few hours, but I never like want to do that because I
Okay.
know that for me, I want to be cleansing my blood all day long. I want to be cleansing all day long. And so I think of it as a really good thing to be going to the bathroom, urinating once every hour. Coconut water definitely I can go in like 20 minutes after I drink it. It's very cleansing.
Yeah,
Very, very cleansing.
coconut water
Yeah.
definitely.
So
Yeah. What
yeah, and
about?
then pooping,
Uh,
I really believe that we should be going number two after every big meal that we eat. So technically, if you eat three big meals, I want to be going 3 times a day.
yeah.
Okay, after breakfast, after lunch, after dinner, and that's usually what I do between 2 and 3 times a day. And it takes less time to poop than it does to pee, to
Oh
be
yeah,
honest,
definitely.
right?
unless
Yeah,
unless I noticed if I eat like a lot of dehydrated food, then it's a bit more, constipated and stuff like that. So I feel exactly like you, like a lot
yeah,
of hydrated fruits and stuff like this, and it feels so much better and so much easier and like effortless. You just
yeah.
go to the bathroom, you don't even think about it. It's
And
quick.
I'm not really enjoying eating dehydrating foods now. Maybe once a year,
Mm-hmm.
maybe twice a year, I will go to a raw vegan restaurant, but I really don't even want to go. It's only I go because people like want me to go. Like I will only go if like somebody has a birthday there,
Okay.
or like I'll never have a birthday party there. I'll never have a celebration there because to
Yeah.
me it's not enjoyable food because
Mhm.
how it makes me feel afterwards.
Mhm.
I don't feel great. I like if I had a birthday party or something, I would do it in my house with lots of
Mhm.
fruit and lots of things that are going to make me feel really good an hour later or the next day. It's like everything I eat makes me feel good when I'm eating it and then after I eat it. And that's the problem with this dehydrating food. And that's why I don't
Yeah.
use my dehydrator.
Mhm. I use it very rarely, once a year probably. I almost never use it. I wanted to ask you something about people are concerned about like fruit, and you probably guessed the question that I'm gonna ask you next about the sugar. That people say it's so much sugar that you're gonna become diabetic and all of that. This is not really good for us. to eat. Like a little bit is okay, but like in these quantities that you eat, it's really too much. What do you answer to people who have concerns like this?
Yes, this is why I wrote a book recently. This is the author's copy, so that's why it has a line here. But I wrote a book called The Healing Powers of a Raw Vegan Diet. It's 100 testimonials from people all around the world that have had all types of diseases, including diabetes, that have healed it on a high fruit raw vegan diet. So I definitely recommend checking that out. It's on Amazon. And I have so many clients that have healed their diabetes from going raw. And I know so many people that have, type 1 diabetes that are thriving on a raw food diet with lots and lots of fruit, because fruit is not just sugar. Fruit is also fiber, protein, fat. There's fat in every fruit. Every fruit contains everything we need: calcium, iron, potassium, magnesium, everything. So, I mean, to me, fruit is the most perfect food, especially and even for people with diabetes. And as many people in this community know, diabetes does not come from sugar. It comes from a high saturated fat diet. So the
Right.
oil and the animal products and the dairy must go out of your diet if I'm going to even take somebody seriously that says, isn't that too much sugar? Because every single person that's ever asked me, isn't that too much sugar, has been either overweight, sick, or eating a high fat diet. And I don't ever take advice or even take people seriously unless they are following a healthy raw vegan diet. Like if you're going to ask me about my diet and you're not eating a healthy high raw or raw vegan diet, I don't ever get offended or take you seriously. Like I have friends
I hear
that they're like, I'll be eating my breakfast, a whole, like a half of a giant watermelon, and they will be like, they'll literally say to me, isn't that too much sugar? And they are having pancakes with syrup and butter and chocolate chip pancakes, and that's their breakfast. And like, that is so much sugar, no fiber, no vitamins, no nutrients. And I just have to laugh at them because they literally don't know what they don't know. So I never take people seriously unless I want to trade places with them. And so I just recommend everyone understands that if somebody asks you these kind of questions, isn't that too much sugar? Just know that they don't know
I don't know.
anything about nutrition, and just
Yeah.
take it with a grain of salt, even though you don't eat salt anymore. Just let it brush off your shoulder, because it's like, oh, okay, you don't know anything about nutrition. Okay, good to know that you don't. I'm not going to ask you for advice, because if you ask me that question, that's insane. Make M&Ms have too much sugar. Okay,
Ah,
like
exactly.
the zebra cakes that I used to eat for dinner, they
Um,
have too much sugar. A fucking watermelon doesn't have too much sugar. It has so much
yeah.
vitamins and minerals and nutrients and life force and biophotons. They don't ever ask you about that. Like I
Yes.
can't take it seriously.
Yes, I hear you. And I definitely can feel the difference myself if I eat a watermelon or if I eat like a piece of chocolate, right? The concentrated sugar, but with all the other stuff. There is a huge difference how I feel. I feel great when I eat like a watermelon. I can run around, I have my energy, hydration, and everything. And after the chocolate, I'm like, okay, I ate it, but I still feel like there is something missing. There's this void that I feel like I'm missing some sort of nutrient or something, and it's like it's not the same. It's just the feeling is not the same. I cannot compare. That's why I tend to eat more and more and more fruits, like hydrating fruits. Even though I do like the dried fruits. How do you feel about the dried fruits, actually?
I
Do you
ate a
think
lot.
that's
I ate a lot in my past life. I don't eat them anymore because, again, they are dehydrating. So if you do eat dried fruits, I'd recommend lots and lots of water, and lots of supplementing that with juicy fruits, because your body just really wants the nutrients and the water and the hydration. And there is no hydration in dried fruit. Dried fruit is like a fun food. It's a good travel food, I guess. I don't even eat it when I'm traveling because I don't want to be dehydrated or constipated when I travel. Like the dried fruit is going to make you dry inside. And if you're dry, you're going to be dehydrated. You're going to be constipated.
that's
So, it's for fun, but it's not for health. And I try to eat everything for health.
okay? All right. So what would you say your number one tip to stay raw? Like if somebody really, really wants to be raw, what would you say to do? Number one thing, like should you recommend to go buy a juicer or buy a blender? Or where do they start? What should I do?
Yes, you need to start with your mind. So you need to start writing down some good affirmations and reading them, 10, 20, 100 times a day, just as much as possible. And you just see them where you work, and you see them when you're getting ready for, to go to work, or when you're coming home. Stop like watching mindless things on YouTube and start focusing on your mind. Okay. So focusing on saying things like, I love eating healthy. I love eating raw. Eating raw is so easy. I can do this. I've done harder things than this before. I love to be raw. Eating raw is so easy. Okay, just saying this over and over and over again, because if you are convinced, it doesn't matter how much amazing fruit you have. I have clients that are millionaires and they have access to the most amazing fruit, and they still can't eat raw. Like, they can have a private chef. They have people making juice for them. It's not anything outside of you that's going to help you go raw. It's your mindset first and foremost. So if you are convinced that you can't do this, then I don't care how much money you have, you can't do this. I have clients that are constantly going to True North and like trying to fast and like start fresh after the fast, and they just keep going back to processed foods. And why? It's because they're not working on their mindset. So the mindset is the most important thing. You must realize that you have to brainwash yourself, just like you convinced yourself that you'll always be fat, just like you convinced yourself that you'll always be a food addict. Just like you convinced yourself that you can't do something, you can convince yourself that you can do it.
Right.
Just because you struggled in the past doesn't mean you're going to struggle in the future. It means that you were convinced that you would struggle in the past. So now your new job is to convince yourself that you can do this. And so, so that's where you would start. And that's how I started, just repeating over and over again. It's so easy to be raw. I love eating raw. It's so easy. Then you need the food, right? So you need to drive around, or, take the bus and trains around, okay? And you need to, or walk around your neighborhood, and you need to find better fruit, because the fruit where I live in Miami, it's crap. It's garbage. I cannot get any fruit here. I have to drive to Davie or Homestead. I have to drive at least an hour to get really good fruit. And yeah, I live on the beach. There's no good fruit here. So, you know where I live.
Yes.
We don't have to say it, but there's no good fruit here. And so I can't eat supermarket fruit. It's gross. They don't know how to take, in Costco, they don't know how to take care of their fruit. They're freezing it all the time. They have super unripe fruit. And if you know me, if you follow me on YouTube, then you know that I only buy ripe fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Only.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will buy a bunch of fruit. They'll come home and they'll have nothing ripe, and they're like, "What am I going to eat?"
Yeah.
I used to do that. Then I learned, oh my God, I don't know how to shop. So I started realizing I have to buy ripe fruit so that when I come home, I put it in the fridge, or I have it out and it's ready to eat for the next 7 days. Okay, so find a better place for fruit. Asian markets, ethnic markets, Chinatowns, wholesalers, farmers markets. Farmers markets are like really expensive, so I prefer like Asian markets or wholesalers.
Oh yeah, Asian
Wholesalers.
markets. Yeah, that's where I go usually. Asian markets,
Next
like most of the
time,
time.
yeah, next time you come here, I don't know if you're planning on coming soon, but next time you come here, we have
Summer.
to go to the wholesaler together. You will love it.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I would love it. I would
I
love it. I would
found a new
definitely
one.
love
I
it.
found a closer one. I found one like 30 minutes away. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Wow,
Yes.
that's really close.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, thank you. I can't wait. Okay, can I ask you another question?
Yes.
Okay, so you coach a lot of people, right? A lot of women currently. And what's a transformation that you can share with us? Like one of the biggest transformation when somebody went through, and how their life changed, how their health changed. Can you think of anything like the biggest thing that like stands out? Somebody stands out, like really, really, how they changed their health.
Yeah, I'm looking through my book. I mean, there's so many. I'll show you a before and after, but like there's my good friend and client. Well, she's my friend now, but Martha. Okay, so we have
Uh-huh.
before and afters of her. Okay,
Okay.
that's her
Wow.
before, and that's her
Wow.
after.
Wow. Uh-huh.
Okay, and she's getting more fit every single day. She works out with me still 4 days a week. So she joined my food addiction freedom
Nice.
course about 6 months ago, and she's still going strong and working hard. And I have like so many. This amazing woman, Tamra, she got off all her medications. She had diabetes. Salima. I'm just thinking of, okay, so my good friend Barbie, she took my course 2 years ago. She was told that she would always have knee pain.
Wow.
Also Sybil as well. She would always have knee pain after her surgery, and as soon as she went raw, her knee pain went away.
Really?
Um,
Oh
I
my God.
have a woman who had stage 4 breast cancer, and that was completely reversed on the raw food diet in my course, and many, many, many thousands of more women. That's why I put the top 100 in the book, but I'm going to do a part two because I have so many
Wow.
amazing stories. And yeah, I only work with women, but there are some men in this book that have gone raw. And let me just show you this guy. This
Okay.
is crazy. So like this guy's name is Bobby, and
Wow.
he went raw and totally changed his life.
Wow.
And
It's
there's
like a
so
completely
many
different
more.
person.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's so many more amazing stories and transformations. Look at this pretty cutie.
Wow.
Okay. So yeah, and then the most important thing is how you feel, because you can lose weight on Ozempic. You could
Oh
starve
yeah.
yourself.
Oh my God.
You
Yeah.
could do a juice cleanse, and you know what? You're going to be miserable. And you know, if you're miserable, you're going to start eating to feel better, and you're going to gain it all back.
Mhm.
So that's why I love the raw food diet. It's a lifestyle, but you know, it's a way
Mhm.
of eating. So we call it a diet, but it's not a
Right.
restriction. You know, diets are always restricting, but here with the raw food diet, it's like you can literally eat all day if you want and
Mhm.
as much as you want and still till you're satisfied, and there's no other lifestyle on earth
Yeah.
and that you can do that. And that's why Ozempic is working supposedly for people, because it makes you nauseous all day, so you don't want to eat, right? But the problem is that 70% of people that take Ozempic get kidney cancer. So like that's not worth it. It's not
Wow.
worth it. And you
Exactly.
feel sick all the time and you feel miserable, and it's like, yeah, they look good. Like all these celebrities look good, but how do they feel? Some of
Exactly.
them are suicidal, sick, now suffering more diseases because they lost the weight. And it's like, that is
Yeah.
so not
This is
worth
not
it.
living. This is not thriving. This is just like surviving and kind of looking okayish, right? But what you feel on the inside, that's what really counts.
Well, no,
Um,
both, because I want everyone to
Well,
understand
of
that,
course you're
yeah,
gonna look. It's like natural. It's gonna come when once you eat raw food.
yeah,
Naturally, you're gonna start losing weight
yes,
because my intention originally was not to lose weight. I was never like super overweight. I had like maybe extra 20 pounds, which I lost about 15 pounds effortlessly by going raw, mostly raw, like high raw. And I didn't diet. Like I ate, I stuffed my face. I was eating
me
because
too.
when I was hungry, I was eating. I wouldn't stop. I don't like starving. I don't like. One time in my life, I did do the fast, 3-day fast, and I was trying to heal something. But at that time, I wasn't really into raw food yet, and it was really hard. Let me tell you this, it was really hard, and I don't think I can do this again anytime soon because I like to eat. I like my food, and when I eat raw food, I feel like I'm alive. I feel like it's really healing me, and I don't have to think about all these calories or counting something. Why do we have to count when we eat? When we're supposed to eat food, enjoy it, and feel satisfaction and feel the fullness, and then we stop. Basically, this is how it's supposed to
Yeah.
be. You know,
It's
so,
so,
eh,
it seems like a miracle to me, because I also, well, I went into it to lose weight and for my skin. And it's
mhm,
like a miracle because it's the only thing that has ever lasted in my life
mhm,
that is sustainable and is absolutely so effortless now that I know how to do it and now that I'm in the habit of doing it. It will become effortless like driving a car or riding a bike. But you know, the more you do something, the easier it is.
correct.
So if somebody out there is like, I could never do this. Yeah, it's just because you haven't done it before.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know
You gotta
where that came
practice.
from, but
You gotta
yes.
practice. Practice makes it perfect, right? That's it. You just gotta
Yeah.
practice. And right now, especially, is a great time to practice because Christmas is coming and the biggest practice is coming, right? Because we go to all these parties and all these, gatherings, and then what do we do? Okay, so maybe we'll just have one meal here and there, but you know what? No. I'm changing my mindset like every day, like you said. I'm telling myself that it is easy to be raw, and it is actually easy, and becoming easier and easier and easier. And when I go to these parties, it's okay. So people have this food, and I have this food. I bring my own. I share with people, and I eat myself, and it's fine. And nobody goes crazy after me. Oh, why are you eating like this? It's all fine.
Yeah, this holiday season, if anybody out there is like worried about like they're gonna be eating something they don't want to eat or they're gonna fall off their raw vegan diet, I just want you to ask yourself, are you going to regret if you don't eat that food, or are you going to regret it if you do?
Uh,
Because you will always regret it if you do. And you will never regret it if you eat healthy, ever. Nobody has ever said, oh, I wish that I would have eaten healthy. I wish that I would have not eaten healthy. No, you will always be happy that you're eating healthy, and you will always regret that you're eating unhealthy. So that food may look good,
Yeah.
but it is not worth it. And if anybody wants to
Not.
really get serious this holiday season, you can reach out to me. You can send me a DM here on Instagram or on YouTube. I'll leave my information below, and you can sign up for my course. It starts January 1st, but I'll start working with you now, right now, so that I'll walk you and hold your hand and guide you through Christmas, and then we start on January 1st. All right, so I have like 2 spots left for my course. So if anybody's interested, let me know. You can send me an email or a DM, and I'll give you all the details.
So what do you do like approximately in your course? How do you teach people? How do you, so what happens? Just walk us like a little bit through, your regular, I guess, kind of routine.
Yes, so it's an intensive 6 weeks. We meet on Sunday and Wednesday for 2 hours on Zoom, and it's live. Everything is live. Nothing is pre-recorded. So we do that. Those are our module classes. So that's where we share and we learn, and I give you a little bit of homework, okay, to do between Sunday and Wednesdays, and Wednesday and Sunday. And then we work out together. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at noon. If you're available, we work out. 3 HIIT workouts, 1 yoga class. And if you're not available, I record it and I send it to you right away, so you can do it before work or after work. We also have a private WhatsApp group. So 24 hours, 7 days a week for 6 weeks. You can call me, you can FaceTime me, you can text me, and I will get back to you. And we will, if you have any questions or you're at the store and you want to know how to pick something out, people often call me like asking, is this ripe? Should I get this? How do I pick this out? It's so much fun. And then I'm sharing recipes every single day. I'm sharing voicemails, videos, inspiration, and just little tips and tricks that will help you with your mindset and with the tangible things too, which is the fruit, and how to, stop eating late, and how to talk yourself out of a binge, because it's a 5-second decision that's going to either make your life or break your life. And the Christmas holiday season, it's all here. It's all here because I've been doing 14 years raw during Christmas time, where everybody's eating chocolates and everybody's baking bread and everybody's eating this unhealthy food all around me. But like, I know that it is not going to make me feel good, and I'm going to be really disappointed in myself, and I don't want that anymore. I want to live my life knowing that I can trust myself, and I teach my women that take the course how to do that, how step by step, and you get accountable, you get support, you get guidance, and the best part to me is that you get friendships for life. So you're meeting 9 other women plus me that are on their raw vegan journey, that have either been raw or high raw or just going raw, and you get to know them for life. And then I pair you with your own accountability partner from the group, and then you guys meet once a week forever. So it's like you start the course, but it never ends because you are always in my community. And then finally, there's a lot, but the final thing is that on Monday nights we all meet, all of us, all the women from the courses, all throughout the last few years. We meet on Monday nights. It's called Misfit Mondays, and we just had it last night, every single Monday, and it's so amazing. Diana Bananas in my course and in my Misfit Mondays, and it's so much fun. The workouts are awesome. They are like over before you know it, and you get the body of your dreams. You lose weight. You meet other women that will hold you accountable. Yep, Diana Banana says she met her soul sister in the class. I'm gonna
Oh,
screenshot that because I love that.
nice.
And yeah, you meet the people you're supposed to meet because you're doing what you're supposed to do, which is take care of your body. You were given a body by the creator to take care of. And if you are not taking care of it, then you are spitting in the creator's face. And I know that sounds harsh, but fucking life is harsh. And that is the facts. The facts are, if you are putting poison in your body and not moving your body and not taking care of it, then you are disrespecting your body and the creator that gave you that body. So how about we get serious before Christmas and before January 1st, and we start realizing that it's our job, first and foremost, not to make money, not to get an A in school, but to take care of our body. That is our job. And when we don't do that, we pay. We suffer and we pay, and we deserve it. We deserve to suffer if we don't take care of our body. Okay, that's all for now.
Yeah. No,
More
that's
in the course.
amazing. That's great.
More in the
That's
course.
great. That's great. The course sounds really amazing, and I ask everybody who's here, go definitely check it out, and maybe this is something that can, help you and transform your life forever.
You
You
can
never know.
DM me. Yes, you
Never
can
know.
DM me the words I am ready. I'll send you my
And I'm
website and
gonna
all the
leave.
details.
Yeah,
So
I'm
yeah.
gonna leave all the links and everything, and Instagram and on YouTube, everywhere. I'm gonna leave all your links everywhere, and all your books. Your books are Thank you so much for sending me actually your book. I was checking out, and Jeanette actually put my little story that I sent her, what happened to me when I went raw. And yeah, that was something. And by the way, I haven't had that problem ever since. I
Can
haven't
you
had
tell
that
them real
even
quick what
once.
happened? Can you tell
Okay,
them?
yes, yes. What happened was that, okay, so first of all, let's go back a little bit. I was vegan for like almost 10 years. And, but you know, I was trying to eat healthy most of the time. But sometimes I would go to a restaurant and I would eat something junky, not so good, like a spring roll or something like this, like a, it's not really a health food, but it's like a numbing food because you eat it and you basically suppressing all your emotions so you don't want to feel about anything. So the point is that after eating that food, after going to that restaurant, I think it was like, I don't know, half a year ago or even more than that. When did we do? In June? Did we do the? I think the last challenge we did, the raw challenge.
Yep.
I think it was in
June.
June. So right before June, yes, I went to this restaurant and I ate that food. And the next day, I started having my ear ringing problem, like the ear ringing every single day for a week. It was nonstop ringing. Like, okay, when you turn on TV or something, you could shift your attention a little bit and you can kind of slightly not hear it anymore. So you can kind of tolerate it a little bit. Or you go to sleep and okay, you're fine. Then you wake up and it's ringing again and you're trying to constantly, what I was doing, I was trying to constantly distract myself. Like, what's going on with all these ears? It was really, really horrible and it was like devastating. I didn't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, you know what? And I saw Jeanette's raw vegan challenge popping up in my inbox, and I'm like, okay, I think it's a sign. I think I should do something about it, and maybe I should go raw. And I went raw. On the second day, it was gone. No more ear ringing, like nothing. It's amazing. I mean, and I didn't go eating anything crazy. I was eating fruits, vegetables, some nuts and seeds, but mostly like a lot of fruits I eat, and it healed and it was good, and I'm still okay, you know. It's just amazing. So thank you so much, Janet, for putting my story in your book. Everybody has to check it out. Like I said, I'm gonna leave all the links in all these descriptions everywhere.
Yes. And if
Okay.
somebody wants the book but they can't afford it, just send me an email and I'll send it to you for free, the ebook, the PDF copy.
Okay, I also have a question about the books. Since we're talking about the books, do you have like a favorite book that helped you stay raw? Like, I know all your books are amazing, but like somebody who like really inspired you, or like your number one book that you would recommend to people to read if they want to you know, educate themselves and learn
Yes,
something.
definitely. In 2011, I read The Mucusless Diet Healing System and Nature's First Law by David Wolfe. And the first one is by Aaron
And
Arnold Ehret. Sorry, I put his names together. Okay, but those two books were very powerful for me personally. But I do want to note that I don't agree with everything in the books.
mhm,
I noticed recently that like 90% of the books on the raw food diet are written by men, and 70 to 90% of the people that buy the raw food diet books are women. So there's a bit of a disconnect. And that's why I started writing books. I have like 7 books now on Amazon, and I'm going to be publishing a lot more. I've written them over the last 14 years, but I just never knew how to publish them. So just this year, I learned how to
mhm.
self publish.
Wow.
And the reason I really want to get my books out there is because, yeah, there's a disconnect between like the books that come out and they're all written by men, and then all these women, it's very, popular for women, the raw food diet, right? Like you go to Woodstock or these events and it's mostly women. So I noticed that women are trying to starve themselves or intermittent fast or 1 meal a day or water fast. A lot of men promote water fast. There's actually not one woman that I know of that's a raw vegan that promotes water fast. I noticed that, but it's all the women trying to do the water fast. Like you go to these water fast events or retreats and it's all women. So it's interesting. And then there's so many men in the community that are promoting like less calories is better. Like, more greens and less sugar, less sweets, less fruit. It's very interesting because I don't think women are designed to do that.
Yeah, we
So
are
yeah,
fast, I think
yeah,
too.
yeah, I agree. So those 2 books inspired me, but I took what resonated and I left the rest because I don't believe in fasting. I don't believe in starving yourself. I don't believe in, especially if you want to like get pregnant one day, or you want to, you know, give birth, or even if you don't. I just don't think the woman, like female body, is designed to starve.
Mhm.
I just don't believe it. I believe men are much more equipped to starve
Mhm.
themselves if they so want to do that. Now let's see what Joey says. PDFs and ebooks are conventions, and YouTube, TikTok. Nobody buys physical media anymore. Okay, well, personally, I've sold a lot more books on Amazon than I've done ebooks. People seem to really like books.
I still myself personally, I enjoy the written book, the physical copy of the book. I really enjoy reading like that. I
But
don't like reading
but
book.
Joey, guess what? All my ebooks are also on my website,
She got it
MsFitVegan.com.
all.
So you can check them out.
Got it
But
all, guys.
what's up, Joey? But the thing is that I personally like physical books, and that's why I'm putting all my books
Mhm.
out there. But you can check out my ebooks too. Okay, so now thank you, Diana Banana. I need you in my life. Diana Banana is one of my fruity cuties that is part of Misfit Mondays, and she really inspires me, because if she doesn't show up, if my fruity cuties don't show up to work out, I'm not working out, and then I'm not getting the body of my dreams. So like I need my community just as much as they might need me, but like I need them. And last night, every single Monday, I just get inspired, re-inspired to keep going, you know, to keep staying raw, and to keep making YouTube videos, and keep putting myself out there and working on my books that nobody's gonna buy, according to Joey. But no, just kidding.
No.
But I get inspired every Monday because I'm in a room full of fruity cuties, like raw vegans from all around the world, that are just like, just keep going. And if they can keep going, then I can do it. And we're seeing the results, and we're feeling better. And it's like we're not alone. So I really think if you don't join my community, find a community, because it really, really helps. You know, I feel like addiction thrives in isolation. And when I was a food addict, eating all this disgusting, addictive food, it was because I was alone. I didn't have a community. I didn't have people in my life that were also, you know, interested in this and doing this, so that I could learn from them, and feel supported by them. And last night I got so much help personally. Usually I'm helping people, but last night my community helped me, because I'm struggling with going to bed at a reasonable hour. And we just did a whole intervention for me last night, and it really helped, because it helped me realize, like, do I want to go to bed early, or do I just think I want to? Like, do I really want to? Like, what do I really want? And yeah, the community is a game changer, Diana. I agree. So thank you very much. And thank you everyone who said that you like the books. Now go to Amazon and buy them. Okay, thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Just kidding.
Okay, okay, thank you so much. Yes. I have, I think, maybe one more question if you still have time.
Oh yeah.
Um, I wanted to ask you about like budgeting tips, because I know a lot of people say that, and I know it's an excuse, but um, you know, it's expensive. They say a raw vegan lifestyle is really expensive. Everything costs a lot of money. So, what would you say to somebody who is, you know, trying to make this lifestyle work? Is there like any budgeting tip that you can suggest here?
Yes, definitely. You can spend a lot of money eating the raw food lifestyle, like living this lifestyle. Certainly spend most of my money on food, but I know some people that spend $40 a week on fruit, and they eat only fruit. And so the most important thing, if you're on a budget, is you've got to find really cheap places. Do not worry about organic. Do not worry about that. Just soak your fruit and vegetables in a little white vinegar and baking soda. It removes all the pesticides. You don't need to worry about that. You do need to have enough, but you need to find the cheapest fruits. Bananas and apples and oranges and grapes that are not organic are super cheap. Um, and maybe if you're not, and the thing is that if you're not feeling satisfied, because I wouldn't be satisfied living like that. Like I need durian and jackfruits and mame sapote and black sapote and all these
Mommy
things.
support.
Yeah,
You just mentioned it.
so good.
I hate
So
it
now,
once.
personally, if I couldn't eat a tropical raw food diet, then I would eat a high raw diet, and I would personally eat squashes and potatoes and broccoli and these kind of things, like all the fruit, all the vegetables, and I wouldn't try to eat it raw. I would do some like baked apples or baked zucchini with like cashew cheese on top, you know, things like that. I would do lots of baked fruit and vegetables to make them sweeter and make it feel more satisfying, because if I don't eat tropical fruit, I don't feel satisfied. So therefore, I would go to the cooked fruit and vegetables. You know, butternut squash, so good. Like Richard said. What's up, Richard? And I mean, me personally, I'm eating durian from Malaysia. You know, like I'm about to partner with Year of the Durian. Have you ever had Year of the Durians?
No,
Okay.
no, not yet.
So I just went to a durian party in Fort Myers and I'm about to partner with them and I'm about to have a little discount code because I'm like obsessed with their durians and I'm not able to eat regular durian anymore. Like, I don't know
Wow.
about you, but most women cannot go back in lifestyle. So once you try the
Mhm.
durians from this company, which they taste like cookie dough, coffee, white chocolate. I had one that tasted like cashew butter.
Wow.
It was so good. So I'm
Wow.
about to
That's
partner with them
amazing.
and I have them in my freezer. I'm going to make a video right after this for YouTube,
Mhm.
trying different durians. And
Oh.
yeah, so that's what I would recommend. Maybe you want to do high raw, you know, and potatoes. Diana Banana said it right.
Yeah.
The produce is so
It's
cheap. It's
very
so
true.
cheap. So stop the nonsense. That's nonsense.
Yes, definitely. Okay, all right. Well, do we have any questions from the audience? I guess we're gonna start wrapping up a little bit, even though I have another million questions, but I want to save them maybe for part two, because I
Yes.
don't want to keep you too long.
Yes. Thank you
I
so much.
just want to thank you so much. Yes. Okay, so anybody has any more questions?
Okay, so yeah, so Joey wants to know. Hi, Joey. This is Awa's friend. So Joey wants to
Hi.
know, how did you learn so much? How did you both learn so much about veganism, Asian, Indian culture, and like Thailand, Vietnam, etc.? Well, when you do something for 14 years, you learn a lot about it. You know, I've been a raw vegan for 14 years. I've had to learn like where to find the best fruits, how to pick them all out. That's why I started a YouTube channel because I didn't want to keep this information to myself. It's
Yeah.
very important that you know. It's kind of like people usually like learn how to cook. So like if you're not going to cook, you need to learn how to know when God has cooked the fruit long enough for it to taste good.
Oh,
Like either you're going to cook or God's going to cook. So you got to know when God's done cooking. So that's how you pick out the fruit. You have to know
yeah.
when it's done, when it's perfectly ripe. Now, how do you know about what hold on.
Thank
How
you.
do you know so much about veganism?
How do I know? Well, I started, like I said, also 10 years ago. Like you mentioned, when you do something for such a long time, you kind of, you do this on autopilot already. My biggest shift was like I said, the mindset into veganism after I watched this Earthling. And after I watched that movie, I just couldn't do it anymore. And it was easy. And it's after that, it started being easy and easy. And, all the people around me in the house, they kind of got used to already me eating this way. And, it just takes time. With time, everything gonna change. And you just have to like educate yourself, read a lot of books, read a lot, watch like documentaries and things like this. And yeah, eventually the shift will be there.
Yes.
So for me, it wasn't like overnight. It was like really, really gradual, long, long process. But it
Yes,
happened,
same.
and I'm so glad it happened.
Same.
I don't want to go back.
Yes, and now somebody said when the power grid goes down, you'll be bored to death without physical books. I agree. So get my books now while you still can before the power grid goes down.
Exactly. That's a good
Before
point.
the internet shuts off. And
That's a
then
good point.
last question. Does anybody have a last question? Thank you, Joy, for being here. Thank you, Crystal. Crystal is keeping it raw vegan.
Here.
She was in my course as well,
Wow.
and she highly recommends it. So check it out below.
Yes.
We have 2 spots left, and it starts January 1st. So that's like in about 10
Coming up
days.
soon. Coming up soon. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. I guess I
Yeah.
don't see any more questions. All right, Jeanette. Well, thank you so much once again. It was so nice to hang out with you and with everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining so much. And yeah, we're gonna have to do another part two.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then
Okay.
when you
And
come here, where you'll do, I'll live in my own. I'll be moved by then, and then I'll invite you over. We'll have a nice little fruity, like cutie, like meal on my balcony, and it'll
I
be
would love
so cute.
that. I would love that. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Jeanette. It's the best, guys. You know that. Okay. Thank you again. And
Thank
I
you.
guess we're gonna end our live stream now. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye, everybody. Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Bye.